Hello, welcome to your 2017-18 safeguarding training at Thomas Deacon Academy. The aim of this session today is to ensure that you are aware of your statutory responsibilities in safeguarding young people that you come into contact with in school, and to ensure that you read and understand the Thomas Deacon Academy Child Protection and Safeguarding Policy and the Department for Education Keeping Children Safe in Education policy as well. At the end of the training today, you will need to complete a survey whereby you will be asked a series of questions, and we will have the details then of your name to verify the fact that you have completed that training. The training will be divided today into 4 sections. The first section will look at reasons why we need to safeguard children, your responsibilities as an adult working with young people, and also how to make or raise a concern using the blue form system. The second part of the training will look at disclosures and how to make a disclosure in the recommended way. And the third section will look at what challenges our young people face in society today and what concerns you might come into contact with. The fourth section will also look at the restraint and control policy that we use in school and the recommendations for that. The first section we're going to look at is what is safeguarding, your responsibilities as an adult working at the Thomas Deacon Academy, and the procedures we have for reporting a concern. As an adult working with young people, you have a moral and legal responsibility to ensure children are kept safe. Safeguarding is everyone's responsibility, and at all times you need to consider what is in the best interests of the child. My role as designated lead is to ensure that we understand and share this priority and enable the processes to achieve a safe environment for all students and ensure that is inside and outside of the academy. The definition of safeguarding is here on the board, but in summary, it's protecting children from maltreatment, preventing impairment of children's health or development, and ensure children are growing up in circumstances consistent with the provision of a safe and effective care. Child protection is part of safeguarding and promoting welfare. Here on the screen you can see an example of the blue form which you can use if you have a concern about a student. You just need to fill in the details here, and if there is any concerns regarding the physical nature of a child, you just need to mark on the form what that concern is. The forms then go to Keely Kerr, who is the designated Child Protection Administrator, and she's based in CO4. If you need help with this, then please come and ask myself as designated lead, or any of the deputy designated leads, which is Jenny Brassington or Veronica Chiaquente. Blue forms can be found in central admin, in the HR department, or in your house administration areas, or if you're not sure whether to complete a blue form, then you're welcome to come and discuss any concerns you have with myself at any time. Once you've completed the blue form, they are looked at straight away, within 24 hours, and we decide on what course of action to take. Sometimes this is dealt with by the heads of houses, by discussions, that kind of thing, and sometimes we endorse the help of other agencies. You also have the opportunity, we have the opportunity to look at early help support for students, which is where we sometimes have things like you can see on the board, drugs counselling, mentoring, and we've put a plan of action in place to support that student.
There are a range of key people involved in safeguarding at Thomas Deacon Academy. Designated safeguarding lead is Claire O'Donnell, and the safeguarding administrator is Keely Kerr. All heads of house and deputy heads of house have got child protection training, as has Lucy Burke at TDA Juniors and Joe Throne at TDA 6. You can ask any of these people for information or help.
Section 2 focuses on disclosures. If you're concerned about the well-being or the safety of a student, which might include any of the following: being a victim of abuse, at risk of being radicalised, unsafe online, or self-harm, then you need to complete a blue form straight away and give it to Keely Kerr, who is based in CO4. As we've said before, all blue forms are read and acted upon. You might complete this form after you've seen something, heard something, marked something, or had something disclosed to you by a student, either the victim or another person. General protocol for disclosures includes the following. Things that you must and must not do are listed on the board. You must remain calm and receptive, listen without interrupting, ask only questions for clarification purposes, make it clear that the young person is being taken seriously, acknowledge the courage of the person in disclosing what has happened, tell the person that they are not responsible for any abuse, let them know what you will do to help them, and importantly, make a record of what the person has said and, if possible, using their own words. You must then report the matter to a designated staff member and complete a blue form as soon as possible. You must not show shock or distaste, probe for more information than is given, make any assumptions or speculate, make negative comments or promises which cannot be kept, or come to an agreement that you will keep the information secret. It's worth noting here that you must tell the student that you will have to make a record of the conversation and that you will have to inform a member of the safeguarding team as to what has happened. Do not do nothing. Now we're going to start to look at what challenges our students may face. On the board here is a list, not an exhaustive list, but a list of any challenges that they could come across. We're going to look in more detail at some of these, including child abuse, online safety, sexting, child sexual exploitation, and female genital mutilation. We'll also look at prevent and radicalization and extremism. The first section we will look at is child abuse. Abuse is a form of maltreatment of a child. Somebody may abuse or neglect a child by inflicting harm or by failing to act to prevent harm. It can happen in home, at school, or anywhere that a child spends time, and it can be regardless of their age, gender, culture, disability, religion, or sexual identity. In most cases, the abuser is known and often trusted by the child, and at least half of the abuse goes undisclosed at the time it occurs, sometimes over lengthy periods of time. Most of the abuse children suffer is preventable, and it's worth noting that SEND children are more likely to be abused or neglected. Abuse is a form of maltreatment of a child. Somebody may abuse or neglect a child by inflicting harm or by failing to act to prevent harm. The 4 types of abuse are listed on the board. Physical abuse is a form of abuse which may involve hitting, shaking, throwing, or otherwise causing physical harm to a child. Neglect is the persistent failure to meet a child's basic physical and or psychological needs, likely to result in serious impairment of the child's health or development. Emotional abuse is the persistent emotional maltreatment of a child, such as to cause severe and adverse effects on the child's emotional development. Sexual abuse involves enticing a child or young person to take part in sexual activities, whether or not the child is aware of what is happening. More information on types of abuse can be found on page 10 of the Department for Education's Keeping Children Safe in Education, which is found in the documentation.
Rabbits are scary. They're like, and it's like they're looking for people to eat, and I don't really like it. Are pegs their pankies and boy pegs?
I was 6 on the 50th of November.
Do babies' mummies teach them how to laugh, or do they know already?
Banana skin doesn't really fit a face.
I can't help getting hurt. I'm too big for my boots. Darling's having a bunker. Having a bunker, Mummy, you like it. I don't have a bedtime because my mum doesn't get back till really late. Having a bunker! Sausage! You're doing my head in! I'm warning you! Can I go to your house? Why? Because I don't want to go back to my house. I'm a mistake. So was my fault. Daddy put my ass on the floor. I'm a little cow. I'm a little cow. I need to come. It's a secret I'm not allowed to tell.
It is not your responsibility to decide whether or not abuse has happened, but it is your responsibility to ensure that you report it in order that the appropriate agencies can investigate and take the necessary action. The next concern we will look at is child sexual exploitation. This is a form of sexual abuse in which a young person is manipulated or forced into taking part in a sexual act. They may be exploited for money, power, or status. The young person may think that the abuser is their friend or even boyfriend or girlfriend. CSE could involve peer exploitation or trafficking. In almost all cases, the abuser has power over the young person. Some signs which may be indicators of CSE are listed below. Ones to particularly be aware of are unexplained gifts or new possessions, and having older boyfriends or girlfriends.
J-A-Y-J. Jay's my guy. We met on Facebook. You do not get guys like him at school. He's got his own car, he's experienced, he's so my type. He gets me like no one else does, and he makes me feel amazing. Like sex, but deep stuff too. I'm just so lucky. I want to be with him like all the time. His mates are nice to me and my girls. We can drink at theirs and do a bit of coke if we want. I mean, they get mad horny when we dance. I know Jay's only got eyes for me though. My mum does not get my life. Oh, I hate being at home, so I just stay out. Jay's brother's well nice. I mean, he gave me 100 quid the other day. He always sorts me out when I'm skint. We smoke weed and sometimes do stuff together, but Jay doesn't mind. He's cool with whatever. Slags at school keep saying my guy stepped to them, yeah, and that he's playing me. They're such tramps. Jay wouldn't even do that. We go for drives, and the way he looks at me, I can tell he loves me. I mean, he wants me to move in with him. Things are moving fast, but that's what I want. I hate everyone apart from Jay. I hate his brother. He just tries to get me wasted so he can have sex with me. Jay says he doesn't even care what I do. I just want us to get away, but we don't have the money and I don't even know where to go. This is my life. I love Jay, but I don't get why he won't open up to me. I really don't want to get pregnant. I've had sex with loads of his mates. They get me so drunk, I just go along with stuff. Jay sometimes joins in, I think. I can't remember. Don't go to school anymore. Jay's all I got. I need him.
Unfortunately, young people are not always aware of the risks online. And in many cases, they have a lack of high-level security settings, which puts them in a really vulnerable position. This is then exploited by others who have dangerous or inappropriate motives. So be aware of students' behaviour online, whether that's on the internet, through social media, on their phones, via texting or through an app. Young people don't see the risks in digital and online contact. They feel safe and, to a certain extent, anonymous with this form of communication. Another major area of concern for our young people is sexting. Sexting is where children send inappropriate or sexualised videos or photos of themselves. So when people talk about sexting, they usually mean sending and receiving naked pictures or nudes, underwear shots, sexual or dirty pics, or rude text messages and videos. Distribution of sexual images of a child is a criminal offence. Whoever distributes them and however innocent the distribution is. So if you receive an image from a child, please contact Claire O'Donnell straight away.
What's going on? What are we doing here? I'm done. Wait, look, can we just think about this? Everyone knows. They think I'm dirt. Even my mates won't talk to me. I just want to disappear. We can't run from it. We can try. It's a mess, yeah? It's not fair. What have I done wrong?
I start to feel electric. Your sudden static flows. It starts to take me over. Robotic submissions go.
I wanted to show him how much I liked him. I wanted to do it.
Why don't you take a picture of me, boy?
Yeah.
It was fun, all right? Yeah, fun and stupid. All I did was take a picture and send it to my boyfriend. What's wrong with that? 5 pictures. It was just between us. I wasn't starting something public. It's not my fault. But as soon as you hit that button, it's out of our control. You can't undo and you can't go back.
So, but it's been concept.
Yeah, I get that it's been concept.
I'm gonna like that. What is that?
Looking hot, Dirty D.
Yeah, I looked you up so many hits.
Yeah, whatever, Jez, get out my face.
So, like, you're gonna upload some more pics, or like a video or something?
I'm not in the mood.
No, seriously, like, are you like a glamour model now or something?
What are you talking about?
Dirty D, yo. We've been checking them shots out. Everybody has.
What shots?
Oh, she doesn't know yet.
What have you done?
What, you think I did this?
Who else? They only went to you.
I know, just chill out, yeah?
Chill out! They're up on my side. Over 200 hits, Si. Well, start talking. What happened? What?
I sent them to Jay.
Why?
I just wanted to. I wasn't thinking, D.
Call him.
D.
Call him!
Voicemail.
I can't believe that you've done it.
Babe, come on, please.
Don't touch me!
Hey, I didn't upload them. It's not my fault. So what have I done? What?
You have no idea! Someone uploaded the photos to a group called Dirty D. Now they're out there, online, for anyone to see. Thousands of people have seen me, Every day I get texts asking me to do stuff. People won't leave me alone. People harassing me, telling me I'm dirt. Everyone knows. Everyone. I'm not going back there. It's not gonna stop. Everyone knows, you said it yourself, I can't undo, I can't go back. But we don't have to leave. We've got to think about the future. Future? What future? Work? University? What about when someone who wants to give me a job searches my name? What then? Well, we just have to face that if it happens. We can't stay here all day. Let's go home. Home. Mum will have found out by now. She'll tell Dad. He'll find out anyway. He'll flip. It was just a stupid mistake, right? You think I don't know that? Si shouldn't have gone and sent them to Jay. Stop blaming everyone else. You sent them first. We have to face up to it. What's the point? The damage is done. It's over. That's how you want to do it. Run away from the shortest glamour career ever. Don't let's make another mistake. We've got to fight back. We can start putting this right now. We can take the page down and there'll be someone at school that we can talk to. Just because you made one bad choice doesn't mean that you have to make the wrong one next time. Like, right now, you can sit here talking to yourself all day like some freak, or we could go home, crash out, watch a movie. Shut up. Because I don't know about you, but it's been a long night and it stinks in here. I'm serious. So am I. It smells like something died in here. You've got to always think before you send or share. Think about how it will affect others and yourself. Remember, pictures you take and send may become public and permanent, and the police may get involved. There's always somewhere you can go for help and advice. And if things go a step too far, report directly to ClickCEOP.
As members of staff at the Academy, we need to be really careful with our digital and online behaviour, and the Academy does have an e-safety and acceptable use policy which we must follow. A few points to note. Make sure your staff's any social media is on full security settings. It's really important to protect yourself online. Do not friend or have contact with students through digital media, any digital media. Do not photograph or record students on personal devices. If you need to take photographs, borrow a camera from IT. Check any websites and video clips before showing students or directing them to resources. And if a young person does forward you an image of sexting, do not send it onwards to anybody. Contact Claire O'Donnell, or in extreme circumstances, contact the police. I'm now quickly going to talk about female genital mutilation. FGM includes all procedures that intentionally alter or injure the female genital organs for non-medical reasons. This is illegal in most countries, but especially in the UK. It is not a religious practice. What could be the indicators? A child talking about a special ceremony to become an adult. A family arranging a long break back to their home country. Knowledge that an older sibling has undergone FGM. Or a young person talking about being cut or being made ready for marriage. So some of the signs of female genital mutilation could be a behaviour change on return to school after a holiday, bladder or menstrual problems or difficulty sitting, and reluctance to take part in physical activity, and secretive behaviour including isolating themselves. There has been an increase in the number of cases of FGM within the city in the past year, and it is now a legal requirement that if you know a young person has undergone FGM, you must report it to the police. Okay, now I'm going to talk about the PREVENT strategy. This is the government's policy to limit extremism and terrorism. As part of the policy, all staff are expected to promote and uphold the fundamental principles of British values, including democracy, rule of law, individual liberty and mutual respect, and tolerance of those with different faiths and beliefs. Radicalization is defined as the process of making a person more radical or favouring extreme views. And they could be political views, economic views or social views. Extremism is then defined as the holding of those extreme political or religious views. So what could some of the signs be of radicalisation? Well, a child who is increasingly vulnerable or has changes in friendship groups, altered behaviour and low attendance and engagement in school. But these are just signs, possible signs. There's a huge number of examples. You should have all completed RAP training, either within the academy or online using the Home Office software. So what do we need to remember? Well, with PREVENT, it's really important to notice, to check and report. Keep PREVENT in your mind when you're walking around school. Keep PREVENT in your mind when you're in your classroom. Keep PREVENT in mind when you're seeing children using mobile phones. Keep PREVENT in mind if you see changing behaviours. And keep PREVENT in mind if you overhear or are involved in really difficult conversations. If you have any concerns about a young person being radicalised, please complete a blue form.
In the final section, we will look at the control and physical restraint policy. This policy is in place to protect you, but generally speaking, under no circumstances should you need to physically touch a child. We'll now look at this in more detail. At Thomas Deacon Academy, the use of force can only be regarded as reasonable if the circumstances of the particular incident warrant it. Physical force could not be justified where it could clearly be resolved without force. It is the very last resort as a course of action. If you do need to intervene, the degree of force must be in proportion to the circumstances of the incident and the seriousness of the behaviour or the consequences it is intended to prevent. Any force used should always be the minimum needed to achieve the desired result. The fundamental principle is that there should be no action taken by members of staff that involve touching students. Situations to avoid include blocking doors and routes with your arm or body, trying to remove mobile phones, etc. from a student's possession, suggested physical actions against a student, e.g. a rolled up book. A student should only be restrained as a very last resort, and it's usually to protect the safety of themselves or other students or staff. In a situation, you may need to use intervention to prevent escalation. Strategies to do this could include talking calmly, reassuring the student, using non-threatening body language, humour, distracting the student, or offering them time out. If you find yourself in a situation which has escalated and you may need to intervene, here is some guidance. Tell the students to stop explain what will happen if the situation continues. If you must, only use as much restraint as necessary and as a very last resort. Communicate continually and clearly throughout the incident. And release the restraint of the student if they are calm again. As soon as possible, inform the designated safeguarding lead and try preventative measures to de-escalate the situation. Further information on this can be found in the booklet that you've been given under the restraint policy. That completes the end of the training. For more information, please read through the booklet that you've been given and take the time to ask any questions that you're not sure about to a safeguarding lead. You'll be expected to complete the survey now to show that you've got good understanding. And if you have any questions, please do not hesitate to come and see me.